What's up, everybody? Glenn coming to you from my car to bring you yet another video. It's early morning, just got off work here at the gym to do my daily routine. But before I go in, I just wanted to do a quick video. I know a few months back I did a pre-thru-hike Q&A video for my 2022 thru-hike, so I thought I might as well do a post-thru-hike Q&A video for my 2022 attempt. Just an opportunity for me to get my thoughts out, get some information out to those that are considering hiking the river to river and also considering hiking the river to river in the fall, specifically September, October, that realm right there. So I jotted down a few questions, some information I think would be useful to people. Now, I didn't complete the entire trail. This was a failed thru-hike attempt. However, I did complete half of the trail in about 5 days, give or take, 80.1 miles. So the information in this video specifically covering the trail, I guess, from Elizabethtown to Goddard Crossing, which is where I stopped. So jumping right into it. What was the most difficult part of the trail? Physically, the most difficult part of the trail was definitely the first 15 or so miles of the trail are pretty rough. As soon as you do that little over a mile walk into the woods from Elizabethtown, it gets pretty hilly and rocky, and it fluctuates quite a bit. This doesn't do it justice. These hills are brutal. I just came down that one, and now my calves are like aching at the sight of this one. And then the second worst part, I think, was Gum Springs. Officially my least favorite part of the trail. Luckily, I hit this trail during a drought, so there was absolutely no mud. The trails were very, very dry. But I could tell just by going through Gum Springs and how rocky it was, I could tell that that would be a huge pain in the butt if it were wet and muddy out. The creeks were dry for the most part, so I had to rely on networking with a fellow, I'm going to call her a trail angel, who's someone I connected with on Facebook that's very familiar with the trail, and she was kind enough to leave me water caches along the route, which I can't imagine what that hike would have been like. Even though it was only 80 miles, I can't imagine what it would have been like without those water caches, because the creeks were dry. And it is dry. Made it to Max Creek. Got to find me some water. Say what? Lindsay for the win again. Thank you. I think I came across one creek that had good enough water I felt comfortable filtering, and that was Max Creek. So. What was my favorite part of the trail? In the 80 miles that I hiked, I can't say that I have a favorite part. I enjoyed the entire trail from start to finish. There wasn't one part of the trail I liked more than the rest. The whole experience of those 80 miles was amazing. It was truly a great experience. I don't have a favorite, unfortunately. I'm sorry. What were some challenges I faced on trail, and how did I overcome them? Well, as I had mentioned earlier with the drought, it was a very dry time of year. So connecting with somebody on the Facebook group page that was able to help cache water for me was a big help in overcoming that obstacle. Another challenge I had was because of the water shortage, I was able to conserve a lot of my water, a lot more than I probably should have. Probably a tad dehydrated, but I definitely conserved a lot of water for fear that I would not have another opportunity to get water again. Can't really think of any other challenges I came across other than the one that obviously ended my hike. So with that being said, what did end my thru hike for 2022? Well, one thing a lot of people need to understand if they're hiking this trail in the mid-fall range, September, October, around there, and it's not a matter of if it'll happen, it's a matter of when. In the fall season, there is going to be a point in time where a cold snap will come through for a couple days, and the temperatures will drop dramatically from, you know, a comfortable 60, 50 degree day to a bitter cold 30 or lower degree day. So now the task is to make it through this freezing cold night. Wet and cold. Unfortunately, this is it. So it's important that you're looking at the weather close to before your hike and getting a good judgment of what each day is going to look like each night so that you can better prepare for that. I did not really prepare for that. Halfway through the trail, a cold snap came through, which I will say I neglected to look at the weather reports. For 3 nights, it got, the lowest was 26, and then there was another day where it was 27, and then another day where it was 29, and then the temps jumped right back up to 50. But I was not prepared for those days. I spent one night in early morning in freezing cold temperatures, and that was enough for me to know that I was ill prepared for that experience. I didn't have the right clothes, didn't have the right gear to keep me warm, and so I decided to call it at Goddard Crossing. So some advice based off the 80 miles that I've accomplished that I can provide to future hikers. And this is just stuff that I've gathered looking at the Facebook group page, questions that other people are asking. Let me just put this out there now. I am not an experienced hiker or backpacker. The only information I'm providing is simply what I know has worked for me, what might work for other people, but, you know, I'm not going to know if that's possible unless I put it out there, you know. So this is me putting it out there. Hopefully this information is helpful to other people in the future. Trekking poles. Though I know not everybody carries trekking poles on their hikes, I will say trekking poles were a huge help in this hike. My personal opinion, I feel like trekking poles provide balance and stability, especially when you're carrying a heavy pack and you're doing rolling hills. And the trekking poles I carried were the Cascade Tech carbon fiber poles, and they were a huge help in getting me up and down rocky, unstable terrain. So if you're thinking, hey, should I bring trekking poles? Just bring them. Just bring them, and you don't have to use them. You can stow them away in your pack, but I'm telling you, you will probably use them, and you will be glad you brought them. Some more tips I can give people. Footwear is a big one. I know a lot of people are probably unsure. I know when I first started getting into backpacking, I wasn't smart on footwear. I bought boots, and I didn't wear the right socks, and I dealt with crazy blisters. And I was told going into this, when I first started section hiking, that my feet are going to get wet. Your feet are going to get wet. So, my opinion, boots are probably not a good option. You're going to get your feet wet. There's no way around it. So, the proper footwear and socks are a must. And I will say the socks I use are Injinji wool toe socks, and the shoes I chose were the Ultra Lone Peak 5. Just an amazing shoe. I won't pick another hiking shoe for as long as I live. Ultra is an amazing brand, and the Lone Peak 5 shoe that they came out with is just phenomenal. It drains super fast when it gets wet. I mean, I completely submerged these shoes in water and just continuing to hike afterwards, letting them air out, letting them dry. My shoes were dry within at least 20-30 minutes after I had submerged them in a creek. And that's important, I think, for this trail, is to have footwear that you can get wet comfortably and know that they'll dry eventually. So keep that in the back of your head if you're planning this trip. Your feet are going to get wet. There is no way around it. So just accept that and do your research, get yourself the right footwear, and you'll be okay. For the time period that I hit the trail, there was a water shortage. So if you're doing this trail at any point where there might be a drought, learn to conserve your water. Be smart. Carry the right amount of water you think you're going to need in between opportunities to get water, and conserve your water. Only use it when you absolutely need to, when you need to cook. Again, I'm only speaking on my experience. Do your research. Do you know your body better than anybody else? So think about that when you're calculating the thoughts of how much water do I need to carry on my trip. Well, if there's a water drought, you want to make sure you're carrying enough water. So I carried about 3.75 liters of water, and I was comfortable with water. I had plenty enough water, even in between spots where I had caches. I didn't even end up using all the water that was left for me. Float some water to the next person that was behind me that might have needed water. So water conservation is a big one. If you come across an opportunity to get water, take it. Take the opportunity to snag some water any way you can. Even if your bottles are full, if you come across an opportunity to get water, drink a ton of water, refill the bottles, keep going. Never miss an opportunity to get water. Just prep as much as you can for this trip. Do your research, make smart gear purchases, know the conditions you're getting into, weather, terrain, all that. I mean, just get down to the very fine detail as far as planning, and I can assure you, you will have a very enjoyable experience. What is the old adage? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So definitely preparation is a big one. That's it. That's all I have for you. It's a short video. I need to get in the gym. It's getting into the early morning hours. So I hope this video was useful to those that are looking for it. If you get a chance to, please like the video, subscribe to my channel so I can continue to be creative and bring you content like this. Thank you very much to everybody that has subscribed to my channel, everybody that likes and watches my videos. Thank you very, very much. And that's it for this one. So until the next one, you guys take it easy. You will definitely be seeing more of me, because one thing I will tell you about this trail is it has become a huge thorn in my spine since I've attempted it. Like, I have to finish this trail. It keeps me up at night sometimes, you know. So yeah, you'll be seeing more River to River Trail videos. 2023. Gonna try it again. If you have any questions or comments to this video, comment below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. That's it. All right. Take care.